All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the current Noita All Bosses World Record Random Seed Speedrun. It is being held currently by HardPossession. This is not my speedrun, but I have been given permission to go over it, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Just experience the insane skill that HardPossession possesses. He's got just record after record in this category at this point. Thousands of hours going into specifically this category. And yeah, this was 6 days ago that this achievement came through of this fantastic 1613 RTA. And I imagine that, it's quite possible next week there will be another one. So make sure you go and check out his channel in the link down below. Keep up to date with his runs, and let's go ahead and get started. My goal is going to be to try and just explain all of the decision making going on here. So first off, right off the bat, you're seeing a bomb jump right off of the spawn, and of course, HardPossession goes left. This is a major innovation that HardPossession made quite a while back. He's keeping himself on fire for increased movement speed, and he's climbing the tree. The reason we start all bosses by going left is because you can get the Greed Curse, which increases the amount of gold you get and improves the consistency of the run significantly. A perfectly optimal run will not go left, but the consistency acquired by going for Greed Curse is absolutely huge and definitely worth playing for. You can see HardPossession collecting a couple of eggs, dumping one right away. He's keeping the worm eggs for a couple of different reasons, but he can either use it as an egg for the triangle boss later on, or he can use it for the worm blood, depending on what kind of eggs he finds on the run. So you can see he's just making his way through this level as quickly as he can, not worrying about whether he's got pacifist gold or not. And yeah, grabbing the tablet, because tablet is just great for consistency. It gets you a lot of kills, and it's absolutely core to a Greed Curse speedrun specifically, because it's going to be needed to kill Steven and potentially even Skode throughout the entirety of the run. You can see he's got only one wand set up for bombs and a lucky early teleport. This run would not exist if it weren't for this incredibly early teleport. You can see here is using that early worm actually as a digging tool in this scenario. And yeah, these teleports, without these, this wouldn't be a run. Black holes as well, able to be purchased now that Steven has been killed. And we've got even more black holes. This is a beautiful start to a run. Note that I did see this run last week, but it's been a little while, so I'm going to be reacting to some of this live. But yeah, I've got a general idea of what's going to be going on this run. Mostly because I know what is needed for an all bosses to work. There's a very narrow set of spells that you tend to go for. The boss kills can have some decent variety, but you need to have some form of digging, some form of speed. And yeah, the All-Seeing Eye is definitely really nice too. It opens up the potential for a lot of extra treasure chests, which can hold just about anything in them. Not to mention it'll just improve the general pathing throughout the entire course of the run, which is really, really handy. So great early perk there. And you can see when Steven is killed, he's dropping, I believe it's triple gold from Greed Curse. Feel free to comment down below and correct that. It's been a little while since I've used Greed Curse, but it gives you an insane amount of extra money. It's so dang handy. You can see here, HardPossession grabbing a couple of Spitter Timers, a couple of Lumi Timers. All of these have potential for usage throughout this run, so we'll see if he ends up making use of any of it. We've got unlimited spells now. That's going to be handy for a thing or two. And an unlimited healing wand shows up. That's pretty handy. We'll see how HardPossession decides to utilize this. Bloodlust being kept, and we're going to be seeing our teleport wand turning into a teleport healing wand as well. And you can see that there's a bomb on the end of that teleport wand. That's not only does it save space, but most of these wands are being recharge tricked. So their HardPossession is scrolling away from the wand that he's casting every time he casts it, so that way it resets the recharge, which means that he only has to contend with the cast delay, which tends to be much shorter on most wands than the recharge time. You can see he's very rapidly collecting wands here, just trying to hunt for very specific spells. More than likely, add mana on the third floor tends to be the thing to go for. Another beautiful tablet kick, very clean. And we're seeing another wand looking to be prepared by the looks of it. A couple extra spells being gathered. All of these potentially for boss kills. Venom, Curse, Acid, and Explosive Projectile. All useful on their individual bosses. We'll see which ones get used where. A lot of the time, the idea is to try and find a wand that perfectly kills all the bosses easily. And you can see here that Hard Possession is really taking his time in this early game. A lot of time loss technically is happening here, but just as long as he plays the second half of the run efficiently, this just gives him a massively improved chance of having really consistent, really fast runs. You can see there's a Plasma Beam. Fantastic for all sorts of bosses, extremely important across these different runs. And we've got our first Goad kill here with a tablet, absolutely flawless. That's what you want to see. Skode, before he activates his matter-eating abilities, is pretty easy to kill with the tablet. Once he starts activating it, it can get a little bit riskier. Here we're grabbing a speed-up Hard Possession, getting ready, and a short teleport bolt, just significantly better than the long teleport. Eyeballing that mana wand, deciding to take it right away. That makes good sense to me. We'll see what Hard Possession ends up doing with that. He's already got a fantastic always cast for his teleport wand, but I could see him transferring over to that at some point in the future, specifically for extra mobility. And it looks like he's going to do it right away. He's foregoing the healing in favor of faster movement speed, and this thing is near unlimited with its movement speed by the looks of it. So he's going to be able to go really, really fast here, and we're seeing the healing wand still being made use of. All the black holes now in one wand. No damage wands being created just yet. Here we go. We got our first damage wand. I imagine this is going to be for a dragon kill right away in the early game. This wand will kill quite a few enemies. And, yeah, we've got some high-potency killing wand available now. Some more enemies than simply Skode will be going down here. You can see Hard Possession completely foregoing that extra add mana just because they've already got their add mana. They don't need any more. They are laser-focused on what they want, and they will not really be taking pretty much anything else. So we're seeing this new wand being taken, really, really nice dragon wand. Big potential, but these large wands can cost you a lot of time depending on how you interact with them, so we'll see if Hard Possession can navigate it in a quick manner. Quickly looking through the spells, trying to find something of use. Nothing catching my eye personally, but it looks like Hard Possession's interested in that accelerating shot. That's a good call. That will increase the speed of the black holes by quite a lot. And if he can keep up with those, that is going to be extremely helpful. So, up to 200 health now, still a pretty fragile run. No resistances, never skip leg day is going to help with the consistency of Skode kills pretty nicely, and we're seeing a little bit of digging being adapted onto the teleporting wand. That's going to be helpful going into this mid-game situation here. We're seeing black holes going back up, so the routing is going to be toward the portals here over next to Leviathan. And this is where the routing is very interesting. So rather than going back or all the way down and then back up, we're seeing an immediate portal take, and Hard Possession is going to be going for all of the surface bosses here. So first thing on the list is actually going to be the Pyramid boss, and this is actually a pretty dangerous room. There's lots of really annoying enemies that spawned in this time, which is pretty unfortunate for Hard Possession. You can see that wand does have some mana issues with all the crazy spells that's on it, but this is a really good wand for killing the Pyramid boss if he can land the right shot. But you can see he's really taking his time clearing out the room. He's got a good run going and he knows it. There's a one-shot kill, and we are going to see an orb collected. Both the tablets are done for now. We don't need those anymore. So we're seeing a collection here of a couple things from the Pyramid boss. Nothing too crazy. And you can see there was a quick swap there. He's now using a controller, which is actually faster for teleporting when you've got a max speed teleporter. So he's actually quick swapping. Now he's using the mouse and keyboard again. A really interesting pickup here. Essence of Earth. So he's definitely going to use this to get the Earth Essence ball, if I had to guess. Yeah, here we go. So now Earth Essence is going to be available. Not entirely certain what he's going to do with that yet, but that will allow for some easier digging in certain situations. We'll see how he decides to use it. But that health is getting rather low. Thankfully, All-Seeing Eye, this version of All-Seeing Eye specifically, will allow for a full heal. In the Dark Cave, we're going to see a nice easy kill on the... There we go, on the Pit Boss. Pit Boss, always kind of terrifying. You have to hold your breath for a moment. And, of course, the Curse still chasing him. Lots of damage potential coming through here at any given time. Just peeking the wands, you never know when you're going to get something crazy. And, of course, we have to grab Projectile Weakening Curse. It's just too dang good to pass up. So that is another boss down. Very clean. We're going to be heading over to Alchemist now, if I had to guess. Ooh, taking a little bit of damage to some explosions there, but still in good health. The healthy traveling actually coming in handy here. AD Sharp EG will get you back up to the surface. Those notes are really important. The wand is not necessary, just the notes. And we're definitely going to be seeing an eyeball grab here. Yep, we're going to need that for later. We need to kill the Forgotten with that, and here we go. There's Alchemist. Let's see how Hard Possession navigates. Gonna teleport above and get a pretty clean shot, but it required 2. Could have been a little bit better, but good enough as long as this stuff doesn't convert. Okay, that was really scary for a moment. If we got an unlucky curse spawn there, it could have been it right there, but we've got a couple of unlimited spells now, so an Alpha or a Tau can be used to make Black Hole infinite. So this fight, or this run, I should say, is pretty much good to go from here. We see the Greed Curse being dispatched finally, all these extra black holes being tossed away, they're no longer needed. And we can breathe a little bit easier now, but we're 10 minutes into this run, and we're still not quite done. Quite a few bosses left to be killed. Just test firing the wand quickly. That will work. The mana cost is there. We're going to try and replicate some of the speed ups here. Try to make this wand as fast as possible. And there we go. Interesting that the Greed Curse is still activating. That Greed Curse Crystal Kill. I don't know if it worked entirely. We'll see. It can be a little bit funky sometimes. But you can see here that Hard Possession is just teleporting down at an angle. It looks like he's heading directly for the portals once again. That central Leviathan portal hub is a fantastic place to get through many areas very quickly. You can see there's the Cauldron Room. That can make for a great waypoint. You can see Hard Possession just knows this map like the back of his hand. And from here, he just has to go straight down, and he will be able to get to Mecha Colmy. Thanks to the Leviathan portal, his wand is more than capable of blowing up Mecha Colmy, thanks to the Projectile Weakening Curse. So we'll see if he can dodge the missiles and get a good shot off. You can see there's the shield. Wait for it. Here we go. Getting some distance. No explosion immunity, so I don't want to take that big hit. Still taking some damage to the Toxic Sludge. Manages to find a moment to wipe it off. But you can see just some reckless teleporting. He really wants to make this run work. A lot of acid damage coming through. Unfortunately, some pretty hefty chunkage here. The All-Seeing Eye is going to be handy if he decides to go through Mage Biome, but I believe he's just going to dig straight down at that little biome lip there, and that is a super clean path to Master of Masters here. Master of Masters can be a total jerk. We'll see how... okay, so we're seeing the Earthstone as an innovation. This is what the Earthstone is for. It is to cause earthquakes. It is a guaranteed earthquake creator, so it can actually deal with the Master of Masters orbs right away without dealing damage to the player. And then the same projectile wand used on Mecha Colmy can also be used there. That's wonderful. We're down to 103 HP going into Meat Biome, which is a scary thing. We're going to be upgrading the wand so that way we can actually see a Tiny kill, because Tiny is incredibly tanky. So a very nice improvement. We're seeing a little bit of wand crafting here. Nothing extreme, just trying to optimize and do as few of those little wand crafts as possible, because the less, the better. It's going to save a ton of time. We're getting a full heal here. And a couple of wands, nothing great. AD Sharp EG is going to have to be set up here. It looks like Hard Possession is ready to get the heck out of here and move on. We're seeing a little bit of damage come through by the poison, and the poison contact damage hurts a lot. We're seeing Hard Possession really respecting that. And going back up to the surface, so I guess from here, let's see where he's going to go. Straight back to the portals once again, by the looks of it. He will probably take the same path again. Is he... Yeah, so that little pause there was him swapping to control. He must have fumbled a little bit in real life. It's funny how swapping between controller and keyboard mouse became optimal for these speedruns. It's honestly a joy to see. So here we're seeing a bottom left teleport. This is a really nice angle to approach the Forgotten from. And between the Earthquake and the Eye, this will be a guaranteed kill, but it looks like we're going to be using explosives instead, as explosives were just added onto this trigger, so we're going to see a one-shot kill, almost certainly. We're seeing the drop, and there we go. It was a two-shot, but it was still pretty safe. Very well played. So we've still got Leviathan and Friend, Colmy, and Triangle Boss left. We're hoping for, there it is, there's Friend. Once again, spatial awareness. He probably had a moment to glance at that and realized that it was the optimum spawn. Very clean. And now we're going to go and kill Leviathan right away. And look at this super clean angle. You can see Hard Possession actually has like a spot that he puts his mouse when he's aiming to hit this boss. There we go. So Projectile Weakening Curse making quick work of Leviathan, and it's pretty much just straight back onto the path from here. Just needs to deal with the final two bosses, getting the Hollow Egg prepared, and we're going to be seeing a drop straight down onto the Triangle Boss with the Projectile Weakening Curse and the Plasma and the Area Teleport. I imagine this is going to be a pretty easy kill. The area homing is really, really strong. No, we're just going to see the Black Hole. That works too. Oh, and look at that, the Greed Curse of all things coming into play and killing the boss. How funny is that? There we go. That is the Gate Guardian dead. Triangle Boss defeated. We're going to see Hard Possession roll up on Colmy here. And it's just past the 15-minute mark here. We're attempting a little Earthquake kill so that way we can bypass the Weakening Shield. But unfortunately, that is a whiff. Thankfully, the wand is more than strong enough. He just has to wait. And you can see he's actually weakening his wand just to be a little bit safer, because he is a little bit afraid without that shield in play. And a kick here, getting a little bit awkward. This is a little bit of spaghetti at the tail end of the run. That's actually really funny. It's crazy how insanely fast this run is. And there's still like little mistakes here and there. It's really cool. It's really cool to see. Alright, and that is it. An absolutely beautiful run by Hard Possession. Well the heck played. And yeah, make sure you go and check him out. There's going to be a link down below. And he's got a seeded run that he did in about 12 minutes that he just put out. So go ahead, make sure you go check that out. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.